Hello again, this is UML Operator. All right, in this session, we're going to talk about managing relationships in Sparx Enterprise Architect. So in the Layout tab session under Diagram, I shared with you how to manage set visible relationships, but how to manage relationships. In this case, you can see which relationships are showing. If I wanted to expose some dependency relationships, I just turn them on and go back to set relations, and I can turn one or all of these off. All right, so I can manage relationships via Layout tab, Diagram panel, Appearance, and then bring up the Set Visible Relations dialog box. However, this talks about the lines, the relationships between elements. So association between this class element, this object element, and these class elements. So this is a very powerful tool to use to manage the relationships between elements. However, there are times where you want to define or attach notes to specific relationships. In order to do this, I'm going to right-click on a chosen association, and a menu pops up that allows me to attach note or constraint. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And then I get this link relationships that shows me all of the associations in this model. I have two associations, I have two dependencies, which are hidden, you can't see. And then I have two generalization associations. So I'm going to go ahead and just do this one right here. And then I can type anything relevant in this note to this association. So let's say that I want to attach this note to this association. I simply right-click on the note. I go to Advanced, Set Attached Links. This brings back this link relationships dialog box. And I can choose, this is generalization, I can choose which things I want to draw this note to in this particular case. So I'm just going to go ahead and select these other two. So let me do it again. You right-click on the note that you just attached to a link. You go to Advanced, mouse over it, Set Attached Links, bring this dialog box up. And this applies to notes and constraints. So let's do a constraint versus a note. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the delete key, delete it from the diagram, and I'm going to go to this association again, attach note or constraint. This time I'm going to attach a constraint to this particular association. I'm going to hit OK. And now I have a constraint in here applicable to this relationship. Typically when we're writing constraints, I'm going to double click on this association. We're going to go to constraints. We would put in our constraint and type, and these are things. A constraint is basically anything that must be true, post-condition, precondition, during process, or invariant. I'm just going to choose OCL, and then I'm just going to put in account ID must equal account ID, be true by the end of it. We'll go ahead and hit save. When you're attaching a node as a constraint, I'm going to go ahead and double click this. You could certainly also put account ID in here. You could also put in some relevant OCL code in here, and you might do something like this, right? So now we've written a constraint relevant to this association, and we've attached a constraint note to this association if necessary. However, after we put in a constraint relevant to a connector, an association or line, we can right-click on this, we can go to Advanced, we can left-click on Set Attached Links, brings up this dialog box again, and let's say I want to draw this, link this constraint to this connector association down here. It's as simple as that. I can turn it on and off. I can choose others in my diagram that I wish to link this relationship. of this constraint to, and then I can hit OK. I hope this video has helped you. I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I manage my link or connector notes and links? Because layout diagram, hey, it's not working. So I hope this video helps you be able to manage your link associations as you model forward and we progress. I'll be talking more about this as we go through various scenarios, especially when we get into constraints and constraint programming and things like that. We'll see you in the next session. Happy modeling.